Vandergelder.
My name is Seana McKenna, and I am playing Dolly Levi, born Gallagher. Dolly Gallagher Levi. My character is trying to find a match for Horace Vandergelder,
Who's a very rich man at the time, or he thinks he's a rich man, and he sort of hoards his money. He's a bit of a miser. A bit of a miser. And he's decided that it's time for him to get married again. So that's kind of why he's going to New York. And he makes sure that his two assistants that take care of the store, and they stay there, but they leave and go to New York and try to stay away from Horace Vandergelder. But Dolly seems to know that they're in New York. And my niece, who I'm sending to New York, ends up going to a place in New York that I don't want her to go to. And then I find her there. And what else happens? All sorts of things.
love.
Love.
Lots of matches are made.
Which I have nothing to do with.
Except that I have tricks up my sleeve, in that I am suggesting a certain woman for him, but hoping he doesn't choose her, because I'm hoping I'm going to take the place of the first Mrs. Horace Vandergelder.
Which I have no idea about. Basically, he's hired her to be a matchmaker, to help him find a wife. And so he deals with her as someone that he's hired. But as the play goes on, you realize that they have a history. He was married once, a long, long time ago, and she was a friend of his wife's. He was at her wedding, it turns out. And she
Danced with me at my wedding.
That's right, it turns out. But you don't find that out till much later. So for the most of the play, he's basically, as he deals with everybody in the play, as if he's hired them. So they all work for him. He's the boss. Why that change? I think it has to do with, in terms of, they talk about adventure in this play an awful lot. And I think he's made to realize that he sort of entered into it. All sorts of things happen to him that aren't planned. And I think what it does is it undermines that in him, so he's a little bit more open to something. And they end up dealing with each other like an old married couple, and I think he finds the comfort of that quite satisfying. So I think that's why.
I think there's been an emptiness in both their lives. And he also gave her a fan years and years ago at the dances in Yonkers, probably before either of them were married. So maybe there was a little something there before they went their separate ways and had their what seemed to be very happy marriages. But now they're in another stage in their life, and I think part of the play is about the balance between adventure and sitting quietly at home. And I think maybe each of them find that with each other, the right balance. And you know, Dolly is not above finding a man with a little money. She makes that very clear. But in the end, you think there's hope for them. There's hope for happiness, not just a practical relationship that serves each other, but there's actually hope for a happy, fulfilling marriage, I think.
We just hope they have a great time. We hope they have a great time, they laugh, and they feel something and are moved by the end of it. And I think, just from the reaction to this, I think that's happening.
We've had fabulous audiences, you know. They were all wonderful, laughing, loud laughter. And also being quite touched. We even had a big aw the other day.
That's right.
So they're involved in the story. But I think basically, you know, Thronton Wilder has written a love letter to human beings with this play. With all their flaws and their foibles and their insecurities and idiosyncrasies, he's really basically said, I like us. And I think the audience goes out heartened and a little hopeful.